and 7APW 9H5FA. We are live and online.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Good evening to you. Good evening to everybody who is listening and who wishes to participate in the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is November 7 Alpha Pop Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is a directed net, and all calls need to go through net control. We probably might try something slightly different today, but we shall see how it goes. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I'd like to thank a lot of people for making this net possible. 9H5FA, 9H1FBS, who both also call the net just like I do, and 9H5FA especially for doing all the legwork, so to speak, or behind the scenes work, so that this net can be possible, and even sends us a reminder that I read and sometimes don't remember. How about that? Again, this is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. I'd like to thank the repeater trustees who make sure that the repeaters are up and running for amateur use at all times and are very prompt in fixing any problems that may arise. And I'm sure everybody appreciates that very, very much. I'll take a pause now for any emergency or priority traffic. Hearing none, I'd like to say that you can also hear a recording of this net on YouTube. The 9H-HAM YouTube channel has that, and this net is also carried live on YouTube as we speak. Thank you to Anthony for that as well. I'd also like to say that there is is it a Facebook page or a YouTube page? Anthony will fix me up on that one, because I honestly don't remember. And having said all of that, and in order not to make any more blunders, I'll turn around and take some check-ins. Are there any check-ins for the 9H-HAM GlobalNet this evening?
Enjoyer, this is 9 Hotel 1 Sierra Fox, 9 Hotel 1 Sierra Fox, operator Stephen.
I know that our others. Good evening to you, Stephen. Thank you for checking in, 9 Hotel Sugar Fox. Any other checkers at this point in time? Yes, there are. 9 Henry 1 Fox Bravo Sierra.
Nine Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, and the name is Anthony.
9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf, name is Jonathan.
Delta Wolf, thank you.
Okay, the last station who came on was a bit scratchy, but let me tell you who I have. 9H1 Sugar Fox, 9H1 Fox Bravo Sugar, 9H5 Fox Alpha, and 9H2 Juliet Golf. There was another station, and I thought you said Delta Golf, but I'm not sure. So I'll ask for any more check-ins and 7APW at the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
Delta Golf.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. Is that correct?
Yes, and the name is Daniel.
Very good, Daniel. Good evening to you. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. Welcome to the net, and maybe even welcome to Ham Radio. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. It's a brief pause. Any other check-ins before we go one round around and see what everybody has to say?
Good evening. This is 9 Hotel 5 Bravo Bravo. My name is Norbert.
9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Name is Chris. Checking in.
Oh, I'm very happy to see all these check-ins. I acknowledge 9 Hotel 5 Bravo Bravo. I believe your name is Daniel. Nice to meet you, Daniel. And 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Chris, good evening as well. Any others before we go one round around? November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Okay, hearing nothing at this point. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for checking into the net. Happy New Year to everybody, although it's already been 1 month and we are here in February. I can honestly tell you that it does not feel like February outside. It is currently somewhere in the neighborhood of 16 or 17 degrees Celsius, and I live in Wyoming, and it is February, and the weather has been like this for almost a week. And if you ever hear me complain about that, make sure you let me know. There is no snow on the ground. There is no ice on the ground. There is no snow on the grass. The sun has been shining for the last probably 2.5 weeks, where normally we get overcast weather throughout most of winter, which mildly said, it can be classified as gloomy. And so here we are, and the cats, actually I look around and the cats are at the windowsills of all the windows that have sun coming through. That's how happy they are. And it's going to be like this for probably another few days. That they're talking a bit about snow, but that's okay, you know. But it's been very pleasant, and I bet you if we had the sea close by, I might even ponder going at least fishing, maybe not swimming, but fishing. So this is great. The middle of spring in January and February. All right, I've said enough. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Good evening to you, Steve. I certainly hope you're doing well. 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Fox with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Hey, hello Jerry, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, and everyone on tonight's net. Thank you once again to you, Jerry and Anthony, for the work that you do. Not much really to say, being quite busy with our friend 9 Hotel 5 Hotel Papa that is in the hospital, Philip. He's been there since end of November, beginning of December, and so we're just trying to sort things out with him to see what's happening there. But he's big progress from what he had. So yeah. Anyway, his son is over, Martin, and his wife. Apart from that, everything is okay on the other stuff that we do. I'm just keeping myself busy, Jerry. I'll pass the microphone back to you so you can continue tonight's net. Like I said, thank you. And I'll be just listening on the side here, and if something comes up, I'll let you know. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, this is 9 Hotel 1, Sierra Fox.
Yeah, very good, Stephen. 9 Hotel 1 Sierra Fox, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. My mom used to tell me all the time to stay busy. She said, it keeps you out of trouble. So, you know, that raises the question, was I a troublemaker? Unknown. And don't ask my brother. Oh, speaking of my brother, how are you, Charlie? 9 Hotel 1 Fox Bravo Sugar with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
And 7APW, 9H1FBS. I hope that the transmission is clear. I'll give a break.
Perfect, Charlie.
Thank you, thank you. Well, turn my heater on. It's currently about 15 degrees centigrade, Celsius. By the way, 9H5 Bravo Bravo is Norbert. If my ears don't deceive me. I'm reading a very interesting book about London in the early 20th century, 1903. And I'm doing quite well. I'm not so sure that I have a cold, but I do fortify myself with a warm, let's see what the concoction is. Hot water, a bit of whiskey, and some honey. But I feel okay. I'm much better than I was yesterday, so I think that the concoction is doing me good. Anyway, I won't take long. Greetings to everybody. Good evening from the island of Malta. My name is Charles, and the QTH is Taslima, because these days they don't taste Slima, Taslima. Anyway, that's me. No, I'm not going to tell. I don't think you were a troublemaker, but that's one of the things that the grown-ups used to tell us. Be busy so you don't get into trouble. N7APW, 9H1FBS.
That's great, Charlie. 9H1FBS on the 9H-HAM GlobalNet and 7APW. Keep that opinion of me. That's great. Thank you, Charlie. I hope you're doing well, and I hope you get rid of whatever you have that needs water and honey and other items for medicinal purposes. Yes, I have 9 Hotel 5 Bravo Bravo as Norbert, but then that doesn't mean I always can read my own handwriting. 9H5 Fox Alpha. Why is that sometimes we can't read our own handwriting? 9H5 FA. Let's ponder on that one. With the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
And 7APW with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yeah, Jerry, you're reminding me of an old Italian expression which refers to people who can't read their own handwriting. And I have to say it here. I mean, it's obviously no insult, we all do it. But it's, I've heard this expression when probably I was about, 10 years old. And it goes like this. Chi non riconosce la tua scrittura è un asino di natura. But it happens to all of us. Alright, so today is the 74th edition of this net. Excellent, I think we've been going on for 72 sessions. Okay, from my end I'm fine. I'm at the moment I'm at my QTH. I'm actually operating on a 5-watt handheld. I'm not using my I've got a mobile station which I use as a base, but I'm operating my 5-watt handheld with an external antenna. Yeah, so especially to the new participants, the new members of this net, but indeed to everyone. As you are aware, I do maintain a log, an online log, which admittedly needs some updates of every single net since the first net. and there's a link to it in the mail shots which I send out. The thing is that this log, which is effectively a Google Sheets file, which I update regularly, has now become very cumbersome to scroll through because of the number of sections, and I do need some ideas on how to resolve this, because if you actually look at this page, it's a bit cumbersome. It's just a shared Google Sheets page. If there's anyone who has any ideas on making that page a bit more readable, contact me either via my email address, which is on qrz.com, or finding me on radio and calling me, or by whatever other means. But I'd be grateful for some suggestions, because I've been juggling my mind around on how to make this thing readable without actually redoing the whole thing from scratch. I haven't actually come to a possible functional solution, though I have tried a couple. Okay, so back to net control. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Okay, very good. How would somebody go about to contact you, Anthony?
Probably the easiest way would be via my email, which is on qrz.com. So if you look up at 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha, my email is there available. It's anthony.panek@gmail.com. Probably that's the easiest way. And I'll get back in contact with you, and we might sort of have a discussion about some ideas. But I really want to make this page easier to read. And for the new ones as well, we do have a mailing list which doesn't send out spam email. We don't even send out emails per se. All we do is you'll receive a calendar invite about 24 to 48 hours before every net. So that's the only reason why we use this for, and you can subscribe to it or unsubscribe from it whenever you wish. The actual link to subscribe and unsubscribe is on the YouTube page of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet in the information section. And with every calendar invite, there'll be a note with the links to unsubscribe or forward the link to anyone else who would like to subscribe. And we've been doing this since day one, basically. If you wish to be added to it, just subscribe. If you have any problems regarding subscribing, again, you can email me, and I'll send you a direct link. Back to net control and 7APW with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
This is Owen Asa on board 9 Hotel Foxtrot 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Do you copy?
Owen, can you give me your call sign? This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control.
This is Owen Asa on board 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Do you copy?
Net controller, this is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. I confirm that I have given the go-ahead to Owen, who is currently attending lessons for license. I have given him the go-ahead to join the net on board my call sign. Back to net control. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Yeah, I got it now. Owen Asa, good evening to you. This is Jerry, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. I am in Wyoming, and my last name is Borg or Borch. Bravo Oscar Romeo Golf. Pretty common name on the island, I should think. It's nice to hear your voice. Thank you for checking into the net, and I will keep going down the list of check-ins to the net, and we'll come back to you probably in the next 10 or 15 minutes if you have time to spare and listen to the net. So it's a pleasure meeting you this evening, and thank you very much for coming and saying hello through 9H-5 Fox Alpha. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Quite a nice number of check-ins this evening. Let's see. Let me. I'm laughing because I can't read my own handwriting. That's pretty bad. 9 Hotel 2, Juliet Golf. Good evening. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey with the net. Jonathan, are you around? 9H2, Juliet Golf.
9 Hotel 2, Juliet Golf. Good evening to everyone. Name here is Jonathan, and actually I'm testing antenna, which I just showed to Anthony on Jitsi. How is my readability? Jerry, please.
From time to time, you have a little white noise, but perfectly readable. I'd say if you're not a 5 and 9, you're a 5 and 8.
Mine Hotel to Juliet Golf with the net. Thanks for the report, Jerry. So basically, I'm using a full wave loop connected to a handheld I'm using basically in the workshop in the middle of my apartment basically. Good evening to everyone, as I said before. There's Steve, which I would like to say hi. It's been a long time. Steve and Daniel was in the course with me, so he's quite new as well. Chris normally would speak on other media, and I would like to say a very good luck to Owen. And if you need anything that can help, or ask Anthony to give you my contact details, and I would be pleased to help out. So that's basically it from my side. That's it. Line back to you, Jerry. This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. I expect to 78 EW.
Well, very good, Jonathan. 9 Hotel 2, Juliet Golf, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Let me see if I can do my magic here, and if my computer will cooperate. This is, if I do this right, this is how you sound.
Connected to a handheld I'm using basically in the workshop in the middle of my apartment basically. Good evening to everyone, as I said before.
So I think that's pretty good quality, Jonathan. What do you think?
And 7ABW, 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Thanks for the recording and for the proof, Jerry. Actually, right now I switched back to that rubber ducky of the handheld, so it shouldn't be that clear as much as the previous conversation. But thanks again for the immediate not response, immediate answer on my readability. Thanks again. This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf, Mike back to controller.
Well, very good, Jonathan. 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf and the 9H-HAM GlobalNet November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Well, you know, that's what features on a piece of software are there for, is to use them, and I enjoy them. I have time too. So yeah, on the antenna you were a 5 and 8 to a 5 and 9, and on the rubber ducky on the radio you're about a 5 and 6 to a 5 and 7. So as far as readability, they're both a 5. We can understand 100%. But then, you know, one has slightly more background noise than the other one does. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Daniel, I'll pass it over to you. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Good evening, Happy New Year, and it's nice to hear your voice.
This is 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. Hi, Jerry. Jonathan said I'm practically new. Actually, I consider myself still wrapped in plastic. This is my first time I'm using my radio after I got my license.
Well, that's very good. Don't ever be afraid of pressing the push to talk button. It's a lot of fun. I think should I age myself? Sure, why not? I think I've been a ham for 49 years now, so it's been a lot of fun. And wherever you go, you can take it with you and make new friends and meet old friends, etc., etc., etc. I'm sure you've heard some stories as well. So thank you very much for checking in. Let me see if you have anything else to add, and we'll go from there. And thank you very much for checking into the net. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. As I said, I'm Daniel. I'm from the north side of the island. I come from St. Paul's Bay. And yes, as I said, you make new friends every day. Thank you very much, Jerry. Back to you, Jerry.
Yeah, very good, Daniel. 9H2 Delta Golf and 7APW. I know the place well. Every summer we used to go there between July and September. We used to live near the church there, the big church, I call it. Anyway, Khadayat Torri, San Paulo Bahar, and Mekon and Odu. I have very, very many nice memories. I think we can actually change the net to a Maltese net if we want to. We might do that in a bit. It would be fun too. But anyway, so I spent many a summer there. I basically grew up every summer there. There was a nice contrast between winter and summer, because in winter we lived in either Birkirkara or Slima, and in summer we lived at St. Paul's Bay. Wintertime, we went to school and we did our homework, blah, blah, blah. Summertime, we went outside and Mom would only see us back when we needed to eat. Otherwise, we're swimming or walking or running or playing or whatever. So it was a wonderful upbringing with a lot of nice memories. So thank you for the memories. 9H2 Delta Golf 9 and 7 APW with the 9H-HAM Global Net. Let me take a pause. Are there any other check-ins? November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Okay, hearing none, here would be a good question for the net for this afternoon, or this evening actually. It's afternoon here because it's 12:30 in the afternoon, so it's just around lunchtime. How did everybody spend their summers when they were growing up? I just said how I did. And most of it holds the same for Charlie, since he's my brother, and we were too young to do our own thing until we grew up a little. So that would be a good question to answer in our next round. But before I do that, I have a few more check-ins that I'd like to say hello to. Norbert, it's your turn. I made sure I read that right this time. Welcome to the net. Happy New Year to you and yours. And it's nice to hear your voice. 9 Hotel 5. Bravo, bravo, with the 9H-HAM Global Net. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Good evening, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Bravo Bravo, Norbert, based in Marsascala. I think this is the first time on the air since I got my license in 2014. That's basically 10 years since I got my license, but I finally got a radio and an antenna so I can join you guys from home.
Well, I can tell you that you're making your radio and antenna are making the trip very well. You are about a 5 and 8 to a 5 and 9 as well. Perfect copy, and I didn't have chance to press the button to record you so that you could hear yourself. Very good, Norbert. It's nice to hear you. You know, some people will say better late than never. Well, I'm not sure we're late. If we're doing something, we're not late. So anyway, anything else that you'd like to share at this point? 9 Hotel 5, Bravo, Bravo. Boy, I like that call sign. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Yeah, I'm just setting up a new virtual machine to do some reverse engineering on some malware. So I'm still waiting for some processes to finish. Hopefully by the end of this night it will be ready.
G0BIA, good evening everybody.
And G0BIA, good evening to you. If we haven't said so in the past month, Happy New Year to you and your family, and I hope you're doing very well. And thank you for, did I say that already? Am I repeating myself? Oh my goodness. Maybe, Norbert, I need some reverse engineering, but that's kind of scary because I don't know what age I would like to go back to. Definitely not a teenager. No way. Well, good luck to you on your project. This is November 7. Reverse engineering. This is November 7. Alpha Papa Whiskey. Trying to keep a straight face. And the 9H-HAM Global Net. Chris, it's over to you. I hope you're doing well. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Thank you for checking in. November 7. Alpha Papa Whiskey with the 9H-HAM Global Net.
Number 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, this is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. I have an answer for Anthony, 9H5FA, about a solution for his database keeping. I keep a lot of spreadsheets because I tend to commit to a lot of projects and I'm always short of time and I'm a bit scatterbrained, so if I don't write it down, I will forget. So I have to write everything down, and I have a solution. I sent it to you. It's called Notion. That's November Oscar Tango India Oscar November, and it's a very intuitive way of making spreadsheets, and you can share them with others. And it's not an understatement to say that it really changed my life because it allows me to keep track on my millions of loose ends, and I'm always able to get back to them. is able to update them constantly. So yesterday, for example, I did a stock take of my medicine cabinet, and I used it because I have a small spreadsheet for that, and it automatically generates a prescription. So it's very versatile, it's very intuitive, and I'm sure you'll enjoy using it. So I sent you a link, and do look into it, Anthony. Okay, back to net control, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Thank you very much, Chris. 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet and 7APW. Are you getting any new notions, Anthony? Anything to add, ask, or comment on? November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. I promise I'll behave. Nothing heard. Hotel 5 Fox Alpha with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet and 7APW.
And 7APW, 9H5FA, apologies for that. Yeah, okay, Chris, I'll look this up. Thanks a lot. The reason I was using Google Sheets is basically very straightforward. It was the only sort of freely available spreadsheet that allows you to create a web link for just a tab in a file, because the actual way it's built up in the back is a bit more complicated, in the sense that when I actually put in data into one spreadsheet, and then I've got other tabs which actually read data from that spreadsheet and restructure it and organize it into a more readable way. The thing is that natively Google Sheets doesn't allow you to fix rows and columns in shared tabs. So you can fix a row and a column so that when you scroll the names remain there, the call times remain there. But you won't see them on the web shared version. And if that were possible, like, and I sort of, it's something which is which Google Sheets doesn't do. And I've sort of searched all up high and low. There's a go around for it. And I mean, I might transfer everything to Microsoft Excel, the web version of Excel, the Excel 365 perhaps, or something else. But when I actually had started this off, Excel 365 was a paid system. Now there is a free sort of free version. You can, not free version, there are some, well, you can use Excel 365 for free today. Long exports. I've actually tried exporting from Google Sheets to Excel, and you need a fair degree of editing afterwards. Even the equations and functions that you put into Google Sheets are automatically all recognized by Excel and vice versa. All right, but thanks, Chris. I'll have a look at that. And one other small comment for Norbert, 9 Hotel 5 Bravo Bravo. Yeah, I've seen your QRZ page, and you are a physics and computer information systems graduate. Well, congratulations. It's very interesting CIS. I mean, I work at university as well, so I just in front of the faculty of ICT. And yeah, congratulations for your degree. And yeah, reverse engineering is something extremely interesting, which I'm obviously have no idea how to go about. But yeah, so congratulations on your project. Back to net control, 907 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Fox Alpha with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet.
Very good. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Before I go further down the list, are there any additional check-ins? I heard somebody who opened the squelch of the repeater, but I didn't get any audio, so I'll stand by.
That was just me logging on to Echo Link because my battery is failing. So November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. It's just me on Echo Link as well.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Very nice audio on Echo Link, 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima. Very good indeed. Owen, am I correct in spelling your last name starting with a C? I don't think it's a Q, is it? It's a C-A-S-H-A. Do I still remember my spelling right from decades ago? Owen, go ahead.
Hi, Jerry. It's a pleasure talking here. Thanks to Anthony. Yes, you're correct, actually. A lot of people are spelling it with a Q because originally, in the past, it was with a Q, but then due to the Italian influence on this, name it became a C. So you're correct on that.
You know, I'll just check in my mind and age. Very good. Anything else? Any comments that you have, or questions, or anything for the net? It's nice to have you on board.
It's actually a pleasure. So we're having dinner at the moment. So we're just me and my wife listening to you. So it's really nice to be part of this community. I hope that you can hear me correctly because I am on currently a mobile device. But I hope that you're getting a good signal at least. Over.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful signal. No distortion, no audio issues, a Q5 readability, no background noise or anything like that. It's perfect. Well, enjoy dinner. I wonder what you're eating. Come on, make me hungry. I'll let you be, Owen, and thank you very much for checking into the net. S7APW standing by. Darn. Golf Zero, Bravo, India Alpha. Good evening to you, and thank you very much for checking in. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. I've got Charles up on Echo Link, but I can't see him. 9 Hotel 1 Fox Bravo Sierra. I don't know if he's listening or just keeping a watch. And the gentleman who you said his name began with Q, I don't know if he was out of 007, but I haven't got his call sign or his name HI, although I could hear him, so greetings to him. Thank you for the late Happy New Year touch. Yes, 1st of February already. How time flies when you're having fun. So, I'm sorry I missed last week. Unfortunately, Anthony's reminders end up in my junk file every time. I don't know why, whether it's the title that he's got on it, I don't know, but it always ends up there. And of course, with the old 83 turns on the coil going on 84, I don't always go and check my junk file, although I'm pretty good at doing things like Roz mentioned, spreadsheets. I run quite a few,
for medical purposes for the missus, and we keep records. And when we go for interviews, or should I say appointments with doctors, they take one look at the sheet and they don't have to do half the work each time. So yeah, I'm very familiar with spreadsheets. Anything new from me? Well, I've been experimenting with something called Peanuts. I'd heard of it a long time ago and never followed it up until my mate said to me the other day his cousin had mentioned it. So I've now put it on two smartphones and one laptop, just for fun, see what it's about. And I've had interesting QSOs on it with Oman, Athens, America. So it's quite clear. You don't have to worry about your radio. It's a bit like now I'm talking on the laptop to you guys. So it keeps the brain going. That's my main thing these days, is keep my mind active. So yeah, I apologise for coming in late. I did go into the junk file today, you see, so I'd seen the last two that Anthony had sent. So I said to HYL, I better get on at 7 o'clock. But unfortunately, we were watching a program on the iPlayer of BBC, which we'd never seen before. We've just watched 3 series of this program. It's called Hope Street. So you can Google yourselves Hope Street on BBC iPlayer. And we've watched 10 episodes of the first series, 10 of the second, and 15 of the third. We got so embedded in it that apparently there's a fourth one, but we might have to wait till the end of 2024 for that. Anyway, I think that's me timing out, so I'll hand it back to you, Jerry. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, G0BIA.
It was very good. Go Zero Bravo India Alpha with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Yeah, we, my wife and I have labeled that binge watching. And whatever system you're on helps you do that very effectively and very efficiently. You start a series and you start it on wherever you want, you know, season 1, episode 1, and if you don't move, of course, you have to have snacks nearby. But if you don't move, here comes season 1, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, there's another season. Well, let's cue that up too. But you know, I enjoy it from time to time. Never will claim that I never fell asleep in front of the TV, but that's okay. I work from home. I don't have any set hours. I don't get paid. And I still have a smile on my face, so that's good. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Here's a question for all the participants of the net. How did you spend your summers, and where maybe, when you were growing up? And it's interesting. I see kids around here where I live in Wyoming, and I have a feeling that they spend most of their summer days down at the big park, in the pool, and chasing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, living on an island is different, of course. You know, we used to spend summers at St. Paul's Bay, and summers were very distinct from winters. We used to spend just about every day, most of the time, outside, whether it was swimming, running around, running errands, whatever. And Mom would see us for lunch and dinner. That was about it. Oh, and to go to sleep too. Winter was totally different, but summer was doing a lot of stuff all outside, and it was wonderful. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. We have a wonderful check-in list today. Thanks for everybody for checking in. I'll take a short pause to see if there are any additional check-ins, and then we'll go one more round. And if you feel like it, tell us a bit on how you spent your summer, let's say while you were growing up. Well, I'm still growing up, but between the ages of maybe like 7, 8 to 15 or 18. Let me take a pause real quick. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Okay, hearing nothing. Let's see if everybody's still around. 9 Hotel 1 Sugar Foxtrot with the 9H-HAM Global Net. How did you spend your summers when you were growing up, Steve?
7 APW, 9 Hotel 2 Julius Golf.
Yeah, go ahead.
N7 APW, this is 9 Hotel 2 Julius Golf.
"9H2 Juliet Golf, go ahead, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey."
In the last 30 seconds of your previous conversation, we didn't hear it on repeater, on the UHF repeater. Or you repeat the last part of your conversation. Because I think there were some issues with the DMR or with the Ecolink. Yes, sir. This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf with the net, back micro, night controller, and 7 APW.
Yeah, thank you for that. I might have timed out the machine. Let me rewind a little. The last part of the transmission was, how everybody spent their summer when they were growing up. And I had passed it over to Steve, if he's still listening. 9H1 Sugar Fox with the 9H-HAM Global Net, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Okay, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, 9H1 Sierra Fox. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, the last bit of the over we did not receive at all. Okay, when I was younger, in the summertime, just with friends and family, I suppose, or going out a little bit here and there, but that was about it, I think, as I was born in Australia, so not like here anyway. It would be every day by the sea, or doing things outdoors as much as we do here in Malta. But yeah, when I was younger, I can remember just meeting up with some cousins and whatever, and maybe some school friends maybe. So that was about it. Jerry, microphone back to you. Not like now anyway. Always trying to find some time just to be a bit quiet and don't get involved in anything. But anyway, microphone back to you. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 1 Sierra Fox.
Yeah, very good. Thank you for that, Stephen. I didn't know you were born in Australia. I was born in the United States. We moved to Malta when I was 8, and I moved back to the United States when I was 25, and Charlie, my brother, decided living on an island is a lot better. And he's probably right, too. So, Charlie, I don't know what I forgot to say. I didn't want to steal all the information there, but 9H1FBS with the 9H-HAM Global Net. This is November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. I'll pass it over to you, Charlie.
Okay, S7APW 9H1FBS returning. You forgot to tell us Well, I'm going to tell it now. That we used to do errands for our mother. Um, Unfortunately, guys, our dad died when we were, well, quite young actually. I was coming up to 12. Jay was coming up to 11. Practically 3.5 months after my birthday, my dad passed away. But we used to do errands, I remember, and I remember that we used to go to church as well, practically every day. Half an hour, and we had a particular priest who used to say Mass in about 20 minutes. So when he was when it was his turn, we used to love it. More time to spend outside. Hi. 73s to everybody. I'll listen in till the end, and it's a good thing that you gave it to me, because I was going to get a bit discouraged. Say hello to Ian. Very happy New Year to you, Ian. I am on Peanuts too, so maybe you could send me an email, tell me where you hang around, and I'll try to get you. I have all the time in the world. Well, nearly. I do sleep, sometimes. Actually, this afternoon I slept, oh my goodness, for about 3 hours. Just to compensate for my early rising in the morning. Hi. And 7APW with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, 9H-1 FBS. Full blasou.
Very good, Charlie. 9H-1 FBS with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet at 7APW. And you obviously forgot to mention also that for many years in summer, we used to, in the evenings especially, sit outside on the sidewalk, and people would gather, and we'd play guitar and sing and bring smiles to people's faces as well, and that was a lot of fun too. 9H5 Fox Alpha, how did you spend your summers when you were growing up? I can only guess. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Where's that button? Uh-oh, we caught Anthony busy again. 9H5 Fox Alpha, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Quick one for Charles.
Go ahead. I'm also on Peanut too, by the way. I love it.
Okay, I was just going to ask, it's only Monday at 2:15 that I got wind of this and worked it out and put it on. So I don't hang out any particular where, but if you two guys give me where you do hang out, I'll write it down and I'll look out for you. From G0BIA.
Well, I can tell you where I hang out. There's a room called Maltese, and when I have it on, that's where I go to, a room called Maltese. And there are quite a few people who check in, a handful. That's a few. Charlie, how about you? Where do you hang out?
Well, I haven't been active for some time, but usually I'm on the English and English one. But the Maltese is good. So if you want to meet on Maltese, just give me a time and I'll just have a word with you, or two or three.
G0BIA coming back. Okay, fine, gents. I've got the laptop is running on the TFGI, I think it is, DMR 2350, not to be confused with Brandmeister. and the other one is working on, I wrote it down somewhere, it starts with HB something. Anyway, put it this way, I've worked Athens, I've worked the States, and I've worked Oman on it just briefly the other afternoon, so I'm leaving those two as they are, but I have a third unit, shall we say, another old smartphone, so I'll look for this Maltese group and put it on that, and once I've found it, I'll send you a text message or send you an email, Charles. Thank you for letting me come in. I'll take the opportunity of wishing very, very 73s to everybody. I spent most of my summers in the 1950s, probably from about 52 through to about, 56? Yeah, 56, 57. Spending time gunning around on the local railway network from various places, and my mentor was a station master. I used to spend hours in the station looking at the old tickets and so on and so forth. So that's really where I spent my summers, or riding a bike over an old mine tip that was local to me. So there you go. Thanks very much for letting us in. Alayla Tayeb from me, G0BIA, wishing 73s and going clear.
G3TZM late coming.
Okay, I also have G3TZM. Good evening to you, and welcome to the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Okay, very good, Leila Tayyip, and thanks for checking in, and hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll pass it over to you, G3TZM. We're having our second round here, and the question of the day, if you want to call it that, is how did you spend your summers when you were growing up? And it's kind of interesting to see how different people in different parts of the world, and et cetera, even different parts of the island of Malta spent their summers. You know, I hope you are having a good day. I hope everything is well. I wish you and yours a very happy New Year, although we're already 1 month into the new year. And I'll pass it over to you, G3TZM, with the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. After a brief pause, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
Yes, N7APW from G3TZM. Fil-axija tajjeb kulħadd min ċentru tal-Ingilterra. Yeah, we've just got back from the Midland Eye Hospital because on New Year's Eve Maggie had what they call an aneurysm in her eye, which a blood vessel burst and caused her to go blind in her right eye, and it's gradually got better, but after much mucking about, we ended up visiting an optician this morning who immediately referred us back to the eye hospital, so we've been back up there again today, and we haven't long been back. We've only just come back in and put the kettle on and for a cup of tea. So that's the situation. And as for childhood, spending time in childhood, I spent a lot of time on the railways too, at Fratton Station and Fratton Yard. I used to go around the loco yard, but also spent my summer when I was 5 years old in Malta. We went to Malta for the first time with my mother to see Nana and all the family in Il Furiana and everywhere else. So that's what we did. Anyway, I won't hold it, Jerry. I could speak for hours, but I won't. I've just finished. I just spent the last couple of days with the WWA, and I came 4,479 out of about 110,000 and something. So for 2 days working in between eye appointments and one thing and another, and shopping and whatever. I didn't think I did too badly, scoring 300 odd points. N7APW from G3TZM.
All the best to the missus, from us to Bill from G0BI and Georgina's listening. I hope the eye recovers.
Thanks, Ian, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers.
Bravo, bravo. That's a pretty good that's a pretty good scoring and rating. So that's pretty good. Out of all those people, I mean, you know, it's just like it's an achievement as far as I can see. Very good. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Are there any additional check-ins at this point in time? Well, let's see if Anthony's back. How did you spend your summers, Anthony? If you're still around and you're not terribly busy, being distracted by a new program, who knows? 9H5 Fox Alpha and the 9H-HAM GlobalNet, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha. Yes, here I am. I was actually browsing the Notion pages which Chris sent me a link for. And I missed your calling me for. Okay, so yeah. Well, when I was growing up, I think I wasn't a very social person, so I spent most of my days inside, but I think the highlight was something called, which, you know, some people my age might remember, Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It was one of the first, wasn't the first, but one of the first home computers, at least we used to call them that. And mine had a massive 48 kilobytes K of RAM, and you would hook it up to a television to its UHF connector and use the TV as a monitor. And you would transfer data to a normal cassette deck using normal cassette tapes. So you would save data onto normal cassette tapes and read them back from normal cassette tapes at a magnificent read-write speed of, if I remember correctly, 16 kilobytes per minute. I think it was 16 kilobytes per minute. Yeah, magnificent read-write speed. But it was a fascinating device. It was the start of home computing. Spent ages learning first initially how to program in BASIC, and then went on by experimenting with the basic assembly language, basic scripts, and call the basic assembly routines. And yeah, and then I later on migrated to what was in those days called an IBM compatible, because the actual IBM machines were price high, the prices were sky high. In those days, Amstrad made a computer called the PC-1512, which was IBM compatible, so you could run DOS on it. Yeah, those were days which were excellent. I still have the PC-1512, and I still have my Sinclair ZX Spectrum, which is still working. Back to net control, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 5 Foxtrot Alpha.
Oh, that's a totally different box of worms that we can open up someday, even outside of the net. I think it would make a very, very colorful conversation for both young and old. I remember someone allowing me to use an IBM XT with an internal drive of 10 megabits and the famous fluorescent green screen. Oh my goodness, it could do everything. Today, if somebody had to give you a 10 megabit memory stick, you say, what's this for? 2 MP3s? Psst, toss it. Because they weren't gigabits, they were just megabits, 10 megabits. That was it. You know, and the average size of an MP3 file is between 3 and 6. And that's not a high rate recording at all. So very interesting indeed, how the world changes, and luckily we change with it. I even remember the punch hole tapes that we used to take to the computer center, and the computer would read the tape and put the information on the big computer, and then you got your reports on that blessed green and white paper. Every day. It used to be my job. All righty, enough of that. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, Net Control Station, for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Let's see where I left off. I think I left off at 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Did I ask you how you spent your summers, Jonathan? November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey and the 9H-HAM Global Net.
And 78BW, this is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. So, how did I grow up? Basically, when I was young, I used to live in the old capital of Malta, in Mbina, and unfortunately, there was not that much. There weren't kids my age, except one or two, but we weren't that close together. But most of the time I spend my time with friends from the neighboring village of Imperfa. And we had this common habit of usually summer going to the beach together, or playing football everywhere, or running after each other. Things that boys and girls used to do by the time. But I remember one particular episode. It's when me and a couple of friends decided to go up the antenna at Imperfa, where the club at the moment, and we were in big trouble. That's one, and the habit that we used to have is the first good rain of September. We used to go to Chadwick Lakes with bicycles and go home basically full of mud. And that used to be every year, every not first rain, but first good rain of every year. Normally it's September, end of August, beginning of September. But that's how I spend my summers. And besides that, my dad had a boat, and obviously I used to go fishing with my dad, and that's basic.
Well, that sounds wonderful, and I'm sure you have quite a few nice memories growing up as well. Yeah, I remember. I think if I'm not mistaken, and you can correct me, that antenna used to be used by BFBS, the British Forces Broadcasting Service on the island. It was one of the antennas anyway that covered part of the island, and I think they. I don't know why I remember some of this. It's probably not accurate, but I think their transmitter was on 93.7 FM. Do you remember that, or was that past your time?
9HW, this is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. No, it was past my time. I don't remember that. But somewhere in my garage, in my dad's garage, I have an antenna from that antenna. I have one of the antennas, I found it underneath, and obviously I was always in radios, and I kept this antenna and it's somewhere in the garage. But yes, it was the BFBS antenna, and you're correct about that. I don't know the frequency, but I'm correct about the antenna. And somewhere I have dimensions of that antenna as well, because obviously, you know, on radio that I was when I was young, I used to look every kind of antenna, including television antenna, and see what frequencies and reading books and things like that, basically. If I find it, I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I find this book, this notebook I have. I'll let you know this. I'll let you know the frequency, basically. I continue to 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf.
Yeah, very good. Or put a meter on it, and the meter will tell you where it resonates. That would be interesting. You know, these antennas from decades and decades ago, they still work. Antennas really don't go bad. They may rust, and they may lose a good contact, but that can be remedied. But their effectiveness, and you know, on VHF and UHF, you have to. It's mostly a skin transmission, so especially being in an environment full of salinity, you have to from time to time get some sandpaper and sand some of that off, that corrosion. But otherwise, they work just fine. I think my longest lasting vertical antenna that wasn't protected from weather lasted 45 years, and that's pretty darn good. And then wind hit it, and a tree limb hit it, and off it went. That was the end of that. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Thank you for that. And that control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Daniel, if you're still around, 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf. If you feel like it, this is all optional, of course, but it sounds like fun. How and where did you spend your summers? And 7 APW.
Some info.
What, Charlie?
When BFBS migrated to VHF, the frequency was and still is used by Radio Malta 93.7. 93.7.
Oh, okay. I thought they had others. I thought they had other frequencies and transmitters, Charlie, as well, and just like the current Radio Malta.
There's another one on 88 point something in St. Andrews.
Yeah, I thought that was the case. Okay, very good. Thank you for that, Charlie. Let's see if Daniel is still around. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf with the 9HM Global Net, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Yeah, I know it's kind of a long net, but I think we're having fun. Okay, very good. Hearing nothing. Norbert, if you're still around, 9H5 Bravo Bravo, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Would you like to share a bit on how you spent summers when you were growing up? I assume on Malta.
Yes, I'm based in Malta. I used to go swimming in Marsa Scala basically every day and going around by bicycle pretty much.
Every day. We never failed. We never got sick either. My brother and I used to gather with our friends and swim from about 10:30 to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then do it again between like 3:30 and 7 o'clock in the evening. Then we'd go shower and go for a walk or find a fish and chips place. And if we had money that was left over from running errands for my mother, we'd go and buy some fish and chips or just chips with vinegar, which I still like. You know, I love vinegar on my chips. But we'll do that some other time. Our favorite food. Very good, Norbert. Thank you very much. Anything to add?
Just a quick question. Do I have some feedback in my audio? Because it seems really strange today.
No, I can't hear anything, and if you make another transmission, I'll record it and play it back to you.
Test.
Okay, let's see if I can find that recording, and this is how you sound. It was kind of short. If you'd like to make a longer transmission, I'll record it for you as well.
Thanks, it sounds good.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't detect any echo. Very good. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Chris, did I ask you this question, and would you like to answer it? How did you spend your summers? Boy, my mind went blank. Don't get old. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey standing by.
November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. This is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima via Echo Link right now. I had to switch off my handheld for a while. I spent most of my summers living an aquatic life at the beach, and I was born and raised in Gzira, so the beach was never far away. Most of the time we would walk up to Slema and swim there, but sometimes used to swim at Tajbesh as well. Fejjaħslu Zwimel, they used to call it, but I never seen any horses being washed there. I suppose that was something very archaic and well before my time. So it was mostly just that, and spending some time at the family farm. That was fun as well, and barbecues every other weekend. I didn't have a very wide social network, so I had very few friends growing up, but I really did enjoy my time with them, and we spent a lot of time at Museo. That was a thing as well. So yeah, fond memories. Much more fun than summers now. I can guarantee you, what with work and all. Okay, back to net control. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima, Chris.
Well, very good, Chris. Yeah, you know, I remember being used to, when I was a kid, between, what was it, the beginning of June and the end of September, not everybody, but a lot of people worked half days. And so at 1:30, 1:45, everybody was going home to eat, to take a nap, and or go swimming, spend the time with the family, or do whatever they needed to do. So then I came to the United States, and I went to Houston, Texas first, which is hot in summer. And I was interviewing for a job and got the job, and she said, do you have any questions? I said, just one. She said, and it was the beginning of May. And she said, what's your question? I said, when do half days start? And she started laughing, the lady in the Human Resources Department. And I said, I don't get it. She said, what are half days? And so I explained to her what half days are, and she goes, "No, no, 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 no." She said, I have a question for you. Why did you ever leave the island if between June and the end of September most people worked half days?" You know, there was validity in that question too. But everybody has their own reasons, of course, and then after a while you get used to it. But running around 95 degrees with 90% humidity in Houston during the summer, which is April through November, wearing a suit is not fun. Granted, there's air conditioning everywhere, but at some point in time, you're going to have to go outside. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net, and it's been a wonderful net. Are there any other questions, comments, or anything for the net, or any late check-ins? This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey standing by.
Only one comment, 9H-1FBS.
All right. Far away.
Only the public sector these days has half days. Most of it is gone. In some government, shall we say, public sector jobs, it's not half days anymore. So you would have, yeah, but that was a valid question. I think that the banks still work till about 1:30, but that's all year round. Of course, most probably the employees stay in a bit later, but we don't. Many people are, doing the ATM thing. They don't go to the bank anymore. But when you go to the bank, you have to go at least before 12 o'clock, or else you won't be able to get the service. That's my comment. 9H-1FBS.
7 APW, this is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf.
There you go. 9H-2 Juliet Golf, November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Go ahead.
This is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Alpin Daniel, 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf. Needs to pay something as well. If you can, if you want, you can speak from my background. Mike, that's for you. Not controller, this is 9 Hotel 2 Juliet Golf.
Okay, do you mind repeating that transmission again? It got pretty noisy.
Jerry, 9 Hotel to Delta Golf, 9 Hotel to Delta Golf, Daniel.
Okay, I copied something about Daniel. Try it again. Just the piece I missed.
Nine Hotel to Juliet Golf. I said basically Daniel 9 Hotel to Delta Golf needs to say a couple of words to yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I apologize about that, Daniel. The mic is all yours. Let's give a short pause between my transmission and yours. 9 Hotel 2 Delta Golf with the 9H-HAM Global Net. My apologies. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey.
accepted growing up. Going to the beach, racing bicycles, racing motorbikes, playing football in the middle of the street. Things you don't ever think of doing these days.
Yeah, we lived when I was a younger kid. We lived at a dead end street, a junction. We used to play marbles in the middle of the street for hours, which I'm not sure you can do today either.
Intrigues and making wars, sort of to say, 2 against 2 or 5 against 5. Yeah, those were the days. It's a pity kids nowadays can't do what we did. And as you said earlier, we never ever got sick. Never. Back to you. November 7 Alpha.
Yeah, times changed and times continually change. The world is ever changing, and nobody can stop that. We have a choice. We can either accept it or we can complain. But we can only do so much in our small sphere, and so a lot of things we just have to accept. And change is not all good, in my opinion, and change is not all bad, in my opinion, either. So it's just like going shopping. I look at change as going shopping. You grab the changes that you think are going to help you and adopt them, and the other changes you just learn to live with, I suppose, without getting into the philosophy of life, which we can probably have an ed on every day for 30 years. But anyway, yeah, I remember those times. And of course, I remember before I left the island, and I left the island in 1978, there were a total of 45,000 cars on the island. I think it's 10 times that amount today. And the island has not grown, at least not laterally. Laterally, it's grown upward, but it's not grown laterally. And so, I read and see that people have to park 2-3 blocks away to go anywhere. We never had that problem, but then we didn't have 10 times the number of cars that they had when I left in 1978. So, it's very interesting. Life is extremely interesting. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, net control station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM GlobalNet. Any other comments, questions, check-ins, anything else for the net before I call it good? And I have thoroughly enjoyed this net. It has been very, very, very active, and everybody participated, and it was wonderful to reminisce and to hear how everybody else spent their summers. Wonderful. Talking about Gzira, I think my favorite place was, probably still is, but my favorite place at Gzira, or what I really looked at Gzira for, was that restaurant right there near the bridge to Manuel Island. And I can say its name, but I don't want anybody to be offended or think I'm promoting a restaurant, because I think it's still there. It was a hamburger place right there in Gzira. And there was also one in Slima at the bottom of, I think it was Bizatza Street, unless it's changed its name. Anyway, that was 45, 48 years ago, guys. But again, memories are there forever. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Anything else for the net?
G3TZM over.
Go ahead. G3TZM with the net and 7APW. Did you call?
Yeah, from G3TZM, Golf 3 Tango Zulu Mike. Yes, one thing I can confirm that you said earlier on, Jerry, about the humidity in Houston. My sister-in-law lives there still. My brother used to be there, but he moved across to California. But when we were in Houston, she used to say that life in Houston is a continuous hop from one piece of air conditioning to the other, from the house to the car, from the car to the mall, from the mall to the office. It was continuous hopping between air conditioning. Absolutely true. It really did get quite humid while we were there. And as for, it is Bisatsa Street still there. There used to be at the bottom of Tower Road, in front of the old theatre there, used to be opposite the Alhambra, used to be the Magic Kiosk, and that place was fabulous. It just grew and grew and grew, but in the end, the government knocked it down. We were there the night before they knocked it down. There was absolutely no indication that it was going to happen, but at something like 5:30 in the morning, they knocked the place down, and the staff turned up for work, and there was no restaurant left. It was completely flattened. But there you go. And lots of eating places. The only one I can think of at Manuel Island Bridge, right opposite the bridge, is the Jubilee, and there's also a Jubilee in Rabat in Gozo, which we used the one in Gozo a lot over the years. And the other thing is, just down from the bridge to Manuel Island is Mr. Mitzi, the pastizzi place. Really, really good. They've always been very good, and we've even had the taxi when we've arrived. We've had a taxi stop there to pick some up before we go to the hotel and all that. You know, when in the past when we stayed in hotels a lot. So there you go. Anyway, leave you to it, Jerry. Thanks very much. Thanks for letting me in this late on. Sorry we were late in, but sounds like it was a lot of fun. N7APW, thanks for running the net. And Maggie says that she's heard you controlling the net before a few times and thinks you're very good at it. So there you go, a compliment from the patient. N7APW, G3TZMO.
Well, thank you very much, Maggie. I hope you have a very speedy recovery. I'll tell you what I was referring to. It's a British chain, and it's still around, even in foreign countries and even in the Far East. It's called Wimpy's, and I think there was one in Gzira and there was one in Valletta, right near the main door there, the big entrance to the city. And I think there was one around either Bizotza Street or Tower Road, somewhere up there. This was 45 years ago. It wasn't exactly yesterday. Go ahead.
Yeah, from G3TZM. Yeah, the one in the only one in Bisatsa Street now is Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut have got a place there now, and that's been there for quite some time. And Valletta's got McDonald's. I forget what's immediately on the left-hand side. I think it's Burger King. There's one as you go through the gate into Republic Street, as it now is, Kingsway, as you probably used to know it. On the left-hand side, I think there's a Burger King there. If it's not Burger King, it's some other place. But McDonald's is further down. And one of the nights we were there when it was Notte Bianca, I swear blind, if you lifted your feet off the floor in Republic Street, if you lifted your feet off the floor, the crowd would carry you along because it was that packed. It was absolutely solid. And that particular night, McDonald's ran out of food. There were so many people going in there. They actually physically ran out of food. It was something else, that really funny. We don't go there, but although their coffee, the McDonald's coffee, is very, very good. They do a particularly good cup of coffee. And reasonable as well, Maggie said. Yeah, okay. N78PWG32's demo.
Very good, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey. Let me give a short pause here. Yeah, I like that. Any cup, any size, same price. At least that's what it is here. Any strength of coffee, cream or no creams, who knows how many sugars you want? Doesn't matter. They'll give it to you or help you with it. There used to be a nice restaurant over there too. As soon as you got past Tower Road and Bizotza Street, going towards, at the time, it was Tinier Street Front. And I think it's still there. At the time, and this is a long time ago, because I actually used to be a letter carrier. But a letter carrier doesn't distribute mail. A postman does. Anyway, I used to give out mail in that area, and so this was a restaurant. And way long time ago, you have to go down 4 or 5 steps, and then you'd get to the restaurant. And it was my favorite restaurant. In fact, they introduced me to a fried egg over a hamburger, which I still like to this day. All right, now we're on to food, my favorite topic. Let's see if anybody has anything else for the net. It's been a wonderful net this evening. Thank you to all. November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening's session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. Let me look at my piece of paper. Oh, good. I can still count on both fingers. And 7 APW standing by.
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey, this is 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima Chris. Just to say that I do remember Wimpy's. That was changed into a KFC, and I think now the building is closed. But I do remember it because my grandmother used to live just 2 doors down from there. My brother still lives in that building to this day. And when I pass by there, I just I have like a memory of what it used to be. Tinier has changed quite a bit. I don't know if you've been in Malta any times recently, but it has changed very, very, very much. I remember doing martial arts at one of the barracks buildings in Tinier, and wow, that has changed so much. All right, back to net control. November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima Chris.
Yeah, very good, Chris. Before you leave, or before we all leave, how off was I in saying that restaurant was close to the Manuel Island Bridge? Was I very much off, or was it close by?
November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima Chris. I'm not sure if I remember the one that you're referring to exactly. The place the area has changed quite a few hands over the past years. But I think what you're referring to has become an Indian place now, I think. But I do remember the Duck Village that I believe is gone now. I don't know if you remember the Duck Village at the bridge of Manuel Island. Back to you, November 7 Alpha Papa Whiskey from 9 Hotel 1 Tango Lima Chris.
Yeah, Roger, Chris, 9H, 1 Tango Lima on the 9H-HAM Global Net, and 7 APW returning. Oh, very nice memories for everybody. And, obviously I remember the stadium, and right across from the stadium, the football stadium, was one of the big ice cream factories. with the delicious ice cream and granita and I don't know whether they did rajata. Of course, if you grab a granita and let it melt, I've always thought it turns into a rajata. So, and I used to do that. Take 2 or 3 in a bag and leave them on the rocks while I went swimming. And after I came back, I had some delicious drinks, and they weren't very expensive. I mean, the ice cream factory, it may still exist, distributed ice cream all over the island and granitas and what have you, and so it was easily available and ready to drink after you go swimming. This is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey Net Control Station for this evening session of the 9H-HAM Global Net. A very long net. I don't know whether to apologize, but I know I had fun, and I hope you did too. Anything else for the net? November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey. Okay, hearing none, I'd like to thank everybody for checking into the net. My goodness, I hope you haven't run out of memory, Anthony, in recording this net on your 10 megabyte drive. Just kidding. We had a total of, let's see, fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 check-ins. Thank you very much, folks, for checking in. Thank you for sharing your memories, and I hope that it was enjoyable. It was thoroughly enjoyable to me, and we'll do it again in 2 weeks. Same time, same frequency, same repeaters, same link, anything. And I hope there are others who listen to the recording on YouTube as well and enjoy it, hopefully as much as we did today, and care to join us next time for another edition of the 9H-HAM Global Net. In the meantime, please be safe. Please stay healthy. Speedy recovery if you're recovering from something, and don't forget, keep smiling. It may cause wrinkles, but you know what? At my age anyway, I really don't care. Plus, a laugh is contagious, and that's wonderful. And it's nice to share, too. 73s, everybody. Thank you to the repeater trustees, to Anthony, to everybody who contributes to the net, especially you, the people who come in here, check in, and wait their turn to take part in the net. It's been wonderful. I hope to see you again in 2 weeks' time, same place, and we'll talk some more and maybe reminisce some more as well. I think that's a wonderful thing. Hearing nothing else, this is November 7, Alpha Papa Whiskey, who's net control tonight for the 9H-HAM Global Net. Wishing everybody a great evening, a great weekend, and hope to see you in 2 weeks. I'm returning the repeaters now to normal amateur use when I stop talking. 73s, everybody. Good evening.